Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 82, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love, give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast services out there. That does go a long way. Or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, and with me today, I got my awesome co-host, as always, Lex, in the second seat. How are you doing, Lex?
I'm doing good. I'm in the bottom square. I feel like that old game show where they were all in the squares. I'm in the bottom square now.
Hollywood Square?
There you go, Hollywood Squares. I used to watch that after. I'm doing okay. I'm feeling a little bit better. We got some sort of bug, and it happened before Danny stayed with us. So now Danny has the bug, and she's now giving it to everybody. So I don't know. I thought I was like, yeah, it's just allergies. It's just allergies. I'm just losing my voice. And the fatigue hit. I was like, we probably just have some sort of seasonal cold. I haven't gone anywhere to like be in contact with anybody. So it's probably just seasonal stuff. But yeah, I had to take a couple days off this week. We did play Spoopy Tuesday. I took Thursday. I played Wednesday. Beat the Medium, by the way. Great game. I would definitely recommend, instead of purchasing the full game, the pass instead.
Did it scare you?
No.
No, it didn't? Okay, well, but keep in mind, guys, like, Lex doesn't scare very easily, I would say.
No,
so yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, there were points where like, oh, okay. I mean, it was startling as in like startling visually, like, oh, I was not expecting that. Oh, I don't know if I can stare at that for too long kind of scenario. It was like a heart-wrenching. I'm sure for some people it was scary. I mean, there were people in chat who were like, I can't watch this game. I'm like, really? Okay. I didn't think it was all of that scary. Like, yes, I would definitely put it in the horror genre. On a scale of 10 Opies running out the door, I'd give it a 4.
Wow.
She didn't move at all. Like, she didn't actually the door. Like, there are games where Opie is like bolted out the door when I'm playing them, and this was not one of them.
Okay.
When I played at Dead of Night, she was like, I'm done. I can't. I hate this dude. Good game. I recommend playing it. The storyline is really fascinating. There are no gaps or holes in the storyline, which I appreciated. I'm not going to say anymore because
well, there we go. So okay, good deal. Yeah. All right, and we also have a special guest this time around. Smitty is away this weekend doing some Smitty stuff, so we got a special guest.
Gone.
Yes, so we got. I love kitty cats. Like finally, but we got a very good guy that I've known for years. He's a big dude in the fighting game community. Loves playing a lot of different kinds of games and does a lot of different kinds of cool stuff for in different tournaments and stuff. And it's just a cool dude. I would like to introduce Tubazo to the CFG GameCast. How are you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Happy to be here. Really excited to get to see you again, because it's been a long time. We used to play a lot of games, go out and play locals and such. And obviously, in today's time, it feels like a fever dream and such. But it's those sort of nostalgic feelings that kind of keep you going together. You're realizing that how passionate fighting games can be, being side by side, shoulder to shoulder, literally punching each other in the game. Like, can't really do that right now in 2020, 2021. But right. Soon we'll get back to those times, and I'm all ready for it. It's been fun, and I'm doing okay.
That's good, dude. That's good. It's funny. Like, I think you're the one that introduced me to the thing called the Arizona counter, which was basically in Street Fighter 4, which is basically throw or something like that. Yeah. So like, I was like,
all the other different regions and stuff. They have all this different tech, all this different processing. How can I best punish this? I'm just gonna throw you.
I'm just gonna throw you. Just flat damage. Hey, it's always a specific. It never fails, right? Well, it fails 50% of fails 50% of the time. It works 100% of the time. 100% All right, but that's cool. Good to have you on the show. And as for me, I've been I finally got water in my place 2 days ago. Well, Tuesday I got cold water. Then on Wednesday I got hot water finally. So now I finally got water in my place. But I still they still need to fix a lot of stuff. Like there's a hole like up here in the area to replace the pipes, and they also need to clean probably replace the carpeting and the hardwood floors. But yeah, so it's coming up finally. So definitely giving them shots. Glad I'm kind of going back to normal. But in the meantime, I've just been playing some. What was I playing? Oh, I've been playing Bravely Default 2 right now recently. I've just been messing around with that a little bit. And it's pretty fun. I definitely love the battle system, and anything with job classes always has me captivated. The big one, I've been playing a lot of Outriders. Like the demo, for some reason, man, Outriders has just been captivating me so much. It's like a good looter shooter. It's been a good looter shooter, fun for the past day or so. So I've just been messing around with that and been keeping up with it. But other than that, it's been pretty good. I'm just glad I've got my water back. That's all that really matters for me. But anyways. But that's cool. But anyways, let's get down to it. I know everyone don't want to be talking about my plumbing problems here in Texas. Let's go through the normal rigmarole.
Gotta stay hydrated to get all the optimal gaming. Gotta stay hydrated.
Well, you exactly. Gotta think brushing your teeth, washing your face, taking a shower. All of a sudden, let's have the water. Oh, I want to make some mac and cheese. Need water to boil pasta. It's a lot. You don't realize how much you need it until it's gone.
You know what's funny though? So when I decided to finally, because when I was going to the restroom, I had to go to a quick trip. I had to drive to a gas station to go to the bathroom. One day I was just bottles, I'm at number 2. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So usually when I have to go to when I was so lazy to go, I was like, you know what, let me just use one of my 5-gallon jugs, because I had 7 of them. And I didn't know how much water a toilet wastes in every flush. It takes the whole 5 gallons to fill up a toilet. And I was just like, holy crap. So it's so that is just that is a very expensive flush. So yeah, food for thought. But anyways, I know you guys don't want to talk about my plumbing issues. So let's go through the normal rigmarole that we normally do throughout the week. So each of us chooses a topic or discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry itself. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners, on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube to be a part of the conversation. So if you have something you want to chime in, by all means, type it inside the chat. We will keep it up and we will discuss it with you. So let's get it started with our guest today, Tubazo. What is your topic today?
So my topic is something that happened a little recently, more on the fighting game side. Arc System Works, the developers behind Guilty Gear Strive, they had a really successful beta, had a lot of really good organic, just overall impressive online experience with the rollback, and had some iffy kind of situations with the lobbies and some of the gameplays. So you exit the beta with the survey thinking, okay, they're going to take the survey or take that into account. And then after the game comes out, they're going to say, hey, we looked at the survey and here's some thoughts and we're going to work on that. Well, when the game comes out is actually up in question, because I pulled up the actual text here. They made a tweet, nice red background, said, we've made the tough decision to move the release date of Guilty Gear Strive, previously planned April 9th, 2021, to June 11th of 2021. They go on to say, since we received valuable feedback after the recent open beta test, we'd like to make the most of the opportunity to provide the best game possible. We need extra time to polish some aspects of the game, such as the online lobbies and the server stability. So that's what I wanted to touch on today is what does this mean after such a beta, after such a really, really well-received grassroots kind of experience that anyone, whether they were a Guilty Gear veteran or they've been, just on the sidelines and such, I kind of wanted to talk really briefly what this means in the grand scheme of things, because when it comes down to trying to release a game in an online environment like this, you got to have stable servers. And I've played a lot of the beta. Davis, I know you played a lot of the beta. What were your thoughts when you tried to just jump into a match, period?
Well, first off, I will say that, like, I mean, Guilty Gear's been around forever, and but I think like this game for some reason just speaks to me than what any of the other games have ever done, and it does a really good job with its like the look, the speed. It feels good on a stick. It's just like it is a very well rounded, and then on top of it, the net code is solid. It's like, who's to say that we're in 2021? It is 100% solid. They've done a lot of really good things in this game that I am so amazed that they need, that this is the standard. This needs to be the standard. The one, so I enjoyed it. So like, if you got in the game, like, even if you had like a really crappy connection, you still it wasn't to a point where it was broken, and you can actually still play it fairly well, and that's what was cool. But the biggest issue I had was and I think this is a big issue for most people had experienced it, was the lounge, the gaming lounge itself prior to it. So like, you know, where there's usually a time where you're just waiting until someone says, hey, a new challenger comes, and you start playing and you start finding you're wanting to fight and go into the thing. There was a little bit of weird shenanigans that happened in that. Like, the biggest one was that, like, when you're inside the lounge, you send out a request to a person, but there's a delay with that request that they'll say yes or no, and then if it doesn't connect to you, you get transported somewhere else in that area and stuff. That it's like it got really kind of frustrating. So you're just kind of going back and forth, and the lounge is just like, I don't know what they're trying to do with it. It doesn't make sense, because like they make so you make an avatar, and then inside that lounge, you have to just walk around in the lounge itself, and you go in and walk around, then you see other people's avatars, then you challenge them to a fight. That's what they theoretically were doing. But then, like, yeah, so but then, like, if there was because of that weird delay, if you say yes or if you say no, it moves you to so many different places. It can take you anywhere, like into this, so many different places and so many different ways, to do it. And then and it's like, why would you like why can't you have a simple lounge? Like, for instance, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, in my opinion, it's like had I'd say like the best lounge. There was no lounge. It was just like, hey, here you go. You could go play, or if you had a team, or if you had a private lounge, you can watch them play the game while you were waiting. It's like, there's like, why can't you do something simple like that? This was like 7 years ago, you know? Yep. So I don't understand, like, so like, and this is the thing that Arc System Works has always done, because they've always been making these weird lounges, all their Arc games, like Dragon Ball Fighters, Grand Blue Versus, and all these different weird like it's excessive. Even Zerd was like that, and it's like, why are they? And then you have to choose pre-choose your character. I never liked doing that stuff. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to that stuff, I think the game is very sound. They just need to do something about their online setups. I don't think you're going to be doing much about it, but I'm fine for the delay. If they're going to fix whatever they're wanting to do with it, then let them do it. Because I mean, I'm definitely digging it. And like I said, the game looks beautiful. If you see the preview that I have on here about this game, it looks really good. It
looks amazing.
This game looks so immaculate. It's like you said, it's setting a new standard for how the net code should be in this fighting game climate. But also, everyone was expecting like really high expectations after how Guilty Gear Rev 2 looked, and this seems to be just going that next level. That kind of like, wow, I still can't believe this is running on a PlayStation 4, like a current generation console. So I agree. When it comes to trying to play the fighting games, you're going to be playing in that beautiful environment day in and day out. You're going to be reading your opponent. You're going to be trying to attack, defend, do those sort of things. I feel like it's really important that you get those fundamentals down, and they've knocked that out of the park. What I feel like is, to echo exactly what you're saying, is that those lobbies, that something's wrong, something needs to be worked on, because there's a form and there's a function with it. It needs to both look something really look something appealing, but also needs to handle and feel like you're getting that feedback. And there wasn't that feedback because the point of trying to play someone was always moving around and such. Even though they were really elaborate with the previous online games like Dragon Ball Fighters and Grand Blue and such, at least it made sense that you walk up to a virtual arcade station, you sit down like you would, put in a quarter and say, hey, who wants some? Come on, come get some. Those little moments when you're about to play a fighting game are really important, because you're going to see the main fighting back and forth when you're playing it. But if you're not actually in a game, you have to fight the interface. And the less time that you're fighting how the game is supposed to get you to a match, the better, because you don't want to spend all that brain energy trying to fight how to play your friend. You just want to play your friend.
It gets frustrating. Yeah, it definitely gets frustrating when you like, because like if the fight is trying to figure out how to team up and try to find your friend, then that's also like the adventure of that is just like, wow, you can easily get over it. You're just like, I don't like, why am I working so hard just to fight this one match, you know?
Yes.
So I grew up in an ice skating rink. I don't know if a lot of people. So air hockey and Street Fighter 2 are like my two games you do not want to do in at an arcade. Let's just put it that way. I will ruin you and make you cry. I hit the puck so hard, but regardless, this looks amazing. I love fighting games. Here's the problem. I have really bad arthritis in my hands. So unless I can use my keyboard and mouse we talked about this.
You know what? You can't have the excuse anymore, because there's so many ways to do it now. Like, I mean, for you, I would say this.
If I can do keyboard and mouse,
no, you can't use a keyboard and mouse in a fighting game. That's insane. But no, what you need to do is a hit stick. You need a hitbox.
I do.
You know what the hitbox is? So instead of a joystick, they're all buttons. So like you're up. So the joystick is buttons, and then you have buttons on the left side. So it plays like a keyboard, but it's specifically for your hands to be flat. Like the reason why you for the arthritis. So that's what I think you should use. My
birthday's in May.
In May, I know what to get Lex in May. Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
I was talking about how I absolutely loved Injustice 2. Like, I love fighting games. Like, there are certain games that I can't see, such as Smash Brothers. I can't see. There's so much going on, and everybody's
Smash Brothers is like. Would you really consider Smash Brothers though like a fighting game though? I think it's like I kind of consider it to be more like party, or I mean, like it's not a traditional fighting game, I would say.
And so I don't want to offend anybody. So no comment.
I like to throw in the word platform fighter, because when you play a 3D fighter like Tekken, that's you using the third dimension to go back and forth, forward and backward. And then when you're playing Injustice, it's 2D, so it's just like Street Fighter and such, but you pull things from the background, so it's like a 2.5D fighter.
Yeah.
The platform fighter of Smash is like you're trying to fight the other person off of the platform, and that's that extra layer of, should I be on the platform, or does my character work better off the platform? That's an extra layer that you don't really get when you're playing Injustice or Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happens with that is I'm off the platform. I walk off it every time. I'm like, I'm gonna get you, and then I walk off the platform. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I can't see. This looks amazing. It genuinely looks amazing, and it's something that I would definitely be interested in. I don't like the 3 rounds. Just gonna be honest here. Like I'm a 2-round kind of gal.
You can make it 2 rounds. I mean, that's not gonna be a problem.
Oh,
you can change. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, then I'm down. Heck
yeah. And that's the best thing, Lex, is that this game looks incredibly beautiful for what it is right now to just jump in and play. So I feel like if it was going to release tomorrow, just the game in a here's the disc or here's the download code just to play offline, I think so many people like you would be like, I'm ready to jump in. This looks amazing. It feels amazing when you're actually playing it. That extra layer, that extra hurdle of trying to play it online is why I feel like this extra time of pushing it back is going to be really, really important, because there's two aspects of a fighting game in this digital age of a pandemic. One of them is stable online, and you've got it already with the rollback. These are two people in two different regions playing, and both of them tweeted out that this game felt like they were sitting right next to me. And that is something that everyone has been really, really praising about it. But that online interface needs to either get revamped or needs to be more functional.
I definitely agree. But the big thing I really kind of wondered, though, too, because the one thing was like I was wondering because of the level of because the beta was literally like 2 weeks ago. And originally, the original plan was the game was going to come out April 9th, which was going to give them a month. So I was thinking, like, man, when the beta was officially over, which was, I believe, was like Tuesday, last Tuesday, they basically were, I was wondering, man, it's going to take them less than a month to fix the feedback that they're going to get from this one beta that they openly up. That is some pretty good turnaround. So then I was like, you know what? I could easily see them kind of wanting to do a delay of it. I was expecting a delay, but I wasn't expecting a delay to be even a turnaround delay for 2 months isn't that bad, to be honest with you. So but now here's another thing. But here's the other problem, though. This game is going to come out the same time as Final Fantasy VII Intergrade, as well as there's the new Final Fantasy VII Intergrade that's coming out, and so now it's like, now you got choices. And that's just like, I hate when there's like two big games that's coming at the same time. It's like, oh man, okay, so here we go, we'll figure it out. yeah. Well, then again,
I'm sure you'll make time.
Oh, I'm making time. I'm sure as hell making time. Especially my girl Eno's in it. Yeah, definitely.
I have a question. And this has always been like a big thing for me too. Like, obviously when you're playing online, there's lag, but like in an arcade situation, when you punch in before the other person's animation starts for whatever combo they're going to do, whoever's punched it in first, right? Obviously. But then if there's a break in the combo and then I punch in another combo, I've had so many fighting games and they're like, meh, that didn't register. Sorry. And it's like, well, wait a minute.
Well, it depends.
Wait a minute.
It depends because
that drives me up.
It's frame data. That's what it is. Like this, because certain punches are faster than certain attacks are faster than the others, and it's depending on what you're facing and stuff. So it's not like a real solid like answer to that. It depends on the character that you're playing against the character that you're playing against. So they may essentially have a faster attack than what your character. So when he attacks, he might be on the plus side while you may be on the negative. So that's So when it comes into all of that, it's a
really, really neat back and forth. It gets really complex, and I feel like one of Guilty Gear's greatest strengths is kind of similar to what Lex was talking about with Injustice. Injustice had that wager system. When you're hitting someone or you're getting hit, you can stop and say, "Hey, hold up, let's reevaluate the situation. I want to get back to a position where we're not hitting each other." Guilty Gear has something called bursts, where if you're getting hit, I'm getting hit. Oh, this is a 2-hit, 3-hit combo. I'm done getting hit. You hit a combination of buttons, and then your character bursts out of it, and then it completely resets the situation in a way that adds some extra layer.
Berserker mode.
Yeah, like a berserker, like boom, okay, let's go. I'm all out of resources. I'm ready to just come in swinging. Yeah. And I really, really like how this game is using those mechanics, and it's gonna be really, really interesting to see the community jump in there. But I gotta say, rollback netcode is amazing. Crossplay is that second function, and the fact that this game is releasing on PlayStation and PC.
Such a sexy function.
So good. It's just to be able to say I bought a game and I can play anyone, not just anyone on the same console in this day and age, is going to be really important. You know what I mean?
Very much so, definitely. That's how you know you're moving ahead. So I'll definitely agree with that. But that was a good topic. I know we can definitely talk about this for days, but still for the most part. But cool. Thanks, Tubazo. Appreciate it.
Great topic, buddy.
Yes. Totally. Yes. All right. My topic is about rumors, because you don't want rumors.
Are we gonna gossip?
Yeah, we're gonna gossip.
My God.
Technically,
you ain't heard this from me. Right.
Some guy.
I'm not really a redhead.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's like, who said that? But no,
How dare you, Opie?
my topic is about the big one of Nintendo. Oh, wow.
Cough it
Maybe
out.
cough.
Cough it out, buddy. Cough it out.
Yeah, so technically, Nintendo, it's not really a rumor, but more of a, I'd say it's a guarantee, but they haven't officially announced anything yet. But there's things in the grapevine about, like, on the DL with Nintendo saying that they're going to be releasing a second version of the Nintendo Switch. Wow, I don't know what. They had to do it again. That's how rumors go. But so the new Switch is going to be called was like the nickname is called the Switch Pro, but we know Nintendo is always extra, so they're going to name it something weird and something different here in the near future for the most part. So yeah, so the Nintendo Switch is going to be doing something that's going to allow them to be playing allows like a 4K in a docked state with a 720p tablet from a Samsung OLED. So that's a lot of different kinds of acronyms and nerd vomit. So let me just phrase that off. So basically, like, if you saw like what a Samsung TVs, that is an OLED display. So they have so it's a very nice smooth OLED that they show off in the back of those screens itself. But on top of that, the docked version would allow you to be able to play games at 4K, which is which would be freaking awesome. So there's no so they can actually go kind of semi compete against, you know, the likes of Sony and Microsoft for the next for whatever the next series of games are going to be coming out for the Nintendo Switch. Which, to be honest with you, Nintendo's probably, if I had to choose a company that can get away with what Nintendo can get away with, like, Nintendo is the one. Like, seriously, it's the one that to do it. Because, like, I mean, it's like when they released the Switch, the idea, like, can you imagine? Like, the Switch was clearly underpowered to the PS4 and the Xbox One. Like, it wasn't even a contest how underpowered that system was. But it was a gem. It was like a gold mine for indie developers. It was a great thing for their first party things. The games, the system was so good that they were bringing games that didn't sell on the Wii U to the Switch, and they were like, wow, we've released we've gotten ridiculous money on the system, on the game that we already made 6 years ago. It's like, Jesus. So yeah, so the new so the big thing is, it's like, they're expecting, the rumors are saying that it's going to be coming at the end of this year, 2021, but they don't have a price yet. They don't have any kind of skills or like, you know, what their plans are of it doing it. But so I was going to bring the question to you, in theoretical, that if the 4K, if there's a 4K Switch Pro that's coming out, would you get it, or would you be like, you know, I already got a Switch already, I'm good, you know, I don't need to upgrade? Like,
nope, I'm good.
You're good? Oh man.
Yeah, I play it on my 4K TV already. If honestly, I usually use the handheld and I hold it in front of my face. I don't see well. It's better for me to just do that. Why would I purchase a device that gives me the same games, isn't giving me more options as far as what I'm already doing with it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but but if a system is going to be doing 4K, that's much okay. It's like, for instance, like, you know how there was a 3DS and then there was the new 3DS, and there was specific games that came out for the new 3DS that was only good for that version. It's because of the better processing that's in it. I'm pretty sure that would be the same situation on the new Switch with a 4K. Like, you're telling me, like, the 60 frames per second, the Switch will be able to, could possibly do 60 frames per second on their games, which would be even more amazing, doing that from an SD card, like that they're doing it, you know. But like, I mean, there's possibilities.
SD card in mine.
I'm just saying. I mean, well, not the SD card, but the cartridge that they have. I mean, it's just like, it's freaking crazy to me that they're planning on doing stuff like that. Before you go, the pharmacy did say a second version of the Switch with an improved display is a nice thing, but if they don't improve the durability, build quality of the Joy-Cons, then what's the point? Since that seems to be the major sticking point with the issue for V1, which is definitely true. I'll definitely give you that.
Valid point. I'm really glad that Pharmacy brought this up, because similar to my previous topic, half of it is how powerful the Switch can be. The other half of it is how smoothly can I control on this game. And the Joy-Cons right now, they do the job if you're just trying to play party games like Mario Kart and playing a little bit of some stuff.
I'm not
with
even
your
doing
friends.
that. Animal Crossing, that's about it.
Animal Crossing fun, but there's no like huge tension, like no make it or break it. You got to time it super quick, except for the fishing. The fishing, you got to be real close with the fishing. But with the way that the analog sticks feel, with the way even the Pro controller can sometimes drift or have these weird things, that's going to be something worth looking into, because I feel like the extra power of a possible Switch Pro, which it sounds like it's definitely on the higher end of the rumor mill, I think that's something that I would be interested in if I can get confirmation that the controls are smoother, and if the older games that were struggling a little bit on the current Switch have noticeable improvements and smoother. That would be a motivator for me to get mine.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I changed my mind. I agree with him. So I play a game I'm trying to lose some weight, whatever. Let's not talk about it. But I do play with the Ring Fit. I do the Ring Fit, and I haven't been lately. I do Ring Fit and I play Beat Saber, and those are like my workouts. I'm disabled. I can't do much, but I'm just trying to lose a few pounds, you know. But my Ring Fit irritates me. It's like, please connect the Joy-Con. I'm like, the Joy-Con's connected. Like, what do you want me to do? You know. So if that, again, if that's a fix, I'd be like, hey, God kids, here you go. You can have my Switch. And if my OnlyFans takes off or something, I'll buy a new one. But I'm also not made of money. So unless my feet make a lot of money, I can't purchase it. But if the Joy-Cons work better, I would be like down to clown for that. Because I do have a 4K TV upstairs, but downstairs is not. It's just a plasma, so it's like,
Well, then you can bring the old. Anyway. Then that's what you do. You bring the old Switch downstairs when you retire it, and then you just bring the new one upstairs.
The old Switch is downstairs, and that's why I keep forgetting to check my Animal Crossing. Oh,
that's funny. So for the amount of Joy-Cons cost to spare, they feel cheaply made in general. You know what's funny to me about the Joy-Con? I've always thought that I never really took the Joy-Con seriously as a controller. Like I've always, because like for me, and I'm pretty sure it's for you too, Zoe, that you probably had a Pro controller because you have banana hands just like me, you know. So it's like, So like
Lex and I were literally talking about how the fact that a PlayStation 4 controller looks super tiny in our hands, and yes, the Wii U gamepad, that felt really, really good. I really, really liked it. But anything else smaller than a PlayStation controller feels like you gotta be really, really delicate with
the D-pad.
See, but wait a minute, hold yours up. Do you see the difference between his hands and my hands? Holding this controller, he looks like he's holding a toy. I am looking at this going, how do I reach across to hit the other button? I don't understand.
Bro, dude, like Zoe is like is 6'5". How tall are you, Zoe? Like you're 6'5", right? You're pretty tall.
I'm about 6'6".
He's a tall.
Come to your belly button. Stop it.
So he's not. He's a dude. He's a big dude, man. Like you can't beat it. You can't beat that. So So and I'm 6 feet. I'm not I'm average.
Are you?
So I'm only 6 feet. So the whole thing is
I'm 5 feet.
Yeah. So everyone's towering over you. That's essentially what's going on. So that's exactly it. But but like it's funny because every game that I play on the Switch, I don't even think about a Joy-Con. The reason why I don't have drift problems is because I'm not playing with with my Joy-Con controllers. But like, I'm just saying, but like, and then it's just weird to say, hey, let's just switch, let's take one off and then just use the small one and go horizontally. And with people with big hands, it's like, what's the point of that? Yeah, it's too small. It's like you have to use delicate. You have to be very delicate towards all of that.
Horizontally. Like I have itty bitty baby hands and horizontal. When I was trying to play Smash, which I just kept walking off the stage, I was like, "Who's killing me?" And they're like, "You." I'm like, "Oh, great, okay." Like,
Yeah.
You can't. It's like I could swallow that thing.
Nah, it's like,
They're
but overall,
tiny.
I just think overall though, like the Switch itself though, it's a hard sell for me because like I love the Switch. Don't get me wrong, I really think it's a great system, but for them to say,
buy it.
you're the one that wants to play Animal Crossing all the time, I was like, okay, go for
I
it.
haven't checked my island in like a long time.
That's all you.
They're all dead. They're all dead.
You're already pissed off that Dust built something on your beach and stuff, and you never let that go.
Still there.
But like biggest thing is like it's for me to say that for me to say I need to upgrade to a pro. You got to show me something. You got to give me a reason to do it. Like the only way that I would say I need to get a pro is you show me Metroid Prime. A new version of Metroid Prime, and then I'll be like, okay, you sold me. That's all you had to say.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah, it's like, okay. It's like, why didn't you say so? And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, you go, or maybe Bayonetta 3. But like, if you did anything like that, but like, you need to give a really good reason for me to be like, okay, I need to absolutely get it for the system.
Dr. Mario.
Yeah. Dr. Mario. I'm surprised they haven't done that in forever. I would love that.
Oh, I go over to my bestie's house. That's what they have at their house. We have a Nintendo. We have a Super Nintendo downstairs. But Des was selling all the games for it, so now there's no good games.
No.
And I want to plug that sucker into the plasma and play, man.
Well,
I think there was a Dr. Mario on mobile that came out recently.
There was.
And I did kind of want to jump real quick. Monkey Blood said that more internal storage would be nice too. They created such a really, really good eShop environment, but the standard storage on the Switch is it's a little
32 gigs. It's very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
I haven't run into any issues yet.
Well, base storage. But base storage is 32 gigs, but you can extend it to I think mine is the 128 or 256. And you know what's funny? It's like I think I bought that card like 4 years ago. It's very weird to even think about that. Like, yeah, and I was always scared like, oh, this is going like 256. You see like freaking Xbox One and all the other ones going at like 2 gigs and stuff, like 2 terabytes worth of stuff like that. But no, you're definitely totally right, Monkey Blood. So it's a very hard, I think it's a very hard sell. I don't know if it's a good idea when I'm starting to think about it more now that they're like, unless they say we're discontinuing the old Switch and we're bringing in the new one, one like they did with the version 2 of the Switch itself, then I can understand, okay, they're phasing out the old and they're forcing everyone to go with the new, and then but let people have accessibility for both. Like they're not gonna have a new Switch version and an old Switch version of the game. It works perfectly fine for everybody. That's the only way.
Exactly, because my last word echoes that extremely. I already felt like my Wii U was the downgrade of the Switch. And now that Nintendo has released so many of the Wii U games for the Switch, I look back at my Wii U and I'm thinking there's maybe only one game on here that I can't play on the Switch, and that justifies having a Switch. You can't justify a Switch Pro if everything already is all nice compact with the Switch. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
You have to put a bow on it and like tell me that it is going to vacuum my house for me. Like I need all of the bells and whistles.
No.
Well, and that's the thing. Like
you're totally right though.
Like we've talked about it. Like I didn't grow up like rich. I'm sure neither of you did either.
I'm pretty sure none of us did.
We had to pick between Xbox or PlayStation. Like maybe you would get one for Christmas. And that was like, I don't want anything else, Mom. Just that. You don't even have to give me a game. I'll save up for it.
Well, for the older folks, it's for the older folks is Nintendo or Sega. So like I would say that.
My grandpa had a Nintendo, and then someone gave me a Sega Genesis, which I still have, and I still he'll play. But it's at my friend's house, so I need to get that back before it's broken, because that
It's
thing's
like
probably worth money at this point.
Oh, they're not. Not the
Yeah, I
console,
know.
the games maybe, but certain
know.
games. But problem is with
Rocket Knight
Sega.
Adventures is the best game ever.
Sega is a weird gem in itself, though, because like the ratio was like one good game out of the 30 games that came out every month. It was like very funny though, but still. But
like Tom and Jerry and all that. No, give me Rocket Knight Adventures. That was the best.
There was so much random indie stuff that was coming out on Sega. We're like, what is this? Like, but then some of them hit. Comic Zone was one of my favorites, I would say. Booger Man was actually pretty interesting.
Man's funny.
Vector Man.
Vector Man, yes. Vector Man was great. Godly.
This commercial. Cool. Can I just comment like how hipstery this commercial is? Like,
this is a Nintendo. Like, this is a Nintendo promo.
And like, oh, me and my friends cleaning the back, and stop it. Stop it.
Wow.
Stop
sounds
it
like
right now. I'm gonna grow a beard from watching this over this. Jesus. But also, I don't have those. Mine doesn't look like that. Hello.
Yours doesn't look like that.
Where's mine? Mine didn't come like that.
What are you talking about?
You probably have the Switch Lite then.
No.
Just portable, right?
No, he doesn't. No,
I do not have the Switch Lite. I have black, red, and blue Joy-Con.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
And then the controller he picks up though at his house when he docks it.
It's the Pro Controller.
We ordered a Pro Controller. It does not look like that.
Well, it may not be the Pro Controller. Maybe it's the one with the wire. That's very possible.
I didn't have a wire, but I don't know. Everything looks different. I'm just thinking like,
man, it sounds like you have a lot of hate in your heart. That's what you got right now.
I'm not buying another goddamn thing. It makes better, okay?
Okay.
Darn it.
Okay.
So say we're not making anything else for the Switch that you currently have. I can't buy the Pro. I just can't. I can't afford it.
I would say the same thing.
Justify it.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I think you're in the same. I'm in the same boat too. Like the only reason why I would ever do it, like if they say Final Fantasy VII specifically, like what they did with the Final Fantasy VII remake and stuff. Like I wanted to play it. I obviously was going to play it on a PS4 Pro when it first came out. So I got the Pro and wanted to play it at its best. There has to be a game like that for Nintendo for me to be like to pull the trigger to say yes, I want to spend something. I mean, it would have to be it would either have to be $300 or more, $300 to $350 to be like that. But there's no game like that for me to say that would justify me to doing that. So except maybe Metroid. I don't know, but I would need to see that because Metroid is the one I've been waiting on forever.
Never played it.
So. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a good topic too. So, gotta give myself a pat on the back.
Good job.
Let's
buddy.
see.
Good job,
so,
buddy.
what did Pharmacy say? Makes you feel old that you lived in a time where you remember that Sega was a console manufacturer. That's true.
Hey, once Lex said that I have a grandpa that had a Sega. I felt super old. Like I should have 12 grandkids and
God,
great. I'm old.
My grandpa was so great. Well, someone gave me a Sega. I don't like an older. The ice skating rink before we moved to Texas was like, here's my old Sega. I know you don't have any games, and I was like, because he knew all I had was a Game Boy Color, and I took such good care of it because I knew if it broke, I was not going to get another one. But when I moved back to Houston with my mom, or moved to Houston with my mom, my grandpa, because I had some cousins that lived with him, they had a Sega. And so that's where I was introduced to Mario and Donkey Kong and all of that. But like, of course, when I visited prior to that, the Sega was there, or not the Sega, the Super Nintendo was there, and I would play that. And so I always was like, oh man, I wish I had my own console. That'd be cool. And I think this kid was like, here, just take my Sega.
Do you know what's funny, Nightmare Wolf? When I had this discussion too with my girlfriend too. She says that my boyfriend and I was talking about what console we were going to get our son to start out, and we said the N64. So that's a good. It's a very interesting question. Like, if you did have a kid, what system would you make him start out on? Because you can't do Nintendo. Man. You can't do Nintendo or Super Nintendo because Nintendo, Super Nintendo, even though it's good as it is, it's hard. It's really hard to play with it. Yeah, so like I think 64 is a good entry point.
I feel like with Super Nintendo,
Pharmacy, don't be that guy. The stupid quote.
I think with how the controllers work for Super Nintendo, you're setting them up for success if that's what you start them on. N64 was great. I can't hold that controller to save my life. I
think
remember spending the
think
night
it
at my
was a
friend's house playing that, and I hated it.
I think it was a cocaine dreams, like a cocaine dreamer. That's what happened. To say, you know what, we need to have a D-pad and analog on three on three cycles. Yeah, it's like, you know, we need to do that. You know, that's what happens. I don't know what it was.
We'll have a third appendage. We'll be able to hold this whole thing. That's what someone was thinking at the time.
That's exactly what they thought. It's like, we'll have buttons just for the camera angle. Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, because like when you thought about it, like you got technically the way that the setup was you had a B and an A button, you had LR, you had the trigger buttons L and R, but then your C button was 4 buttons that was supposed to be camera. Specifically for camera angle. So like I was just like, and then you had your D-pad row, then you had your joystick row. And so like why would you set it up like that? It doesn't even ergonomically fit in your hand correctly. It's so weird. Yeah. It's so weird.
N64, right?
Yeah, that's for the N64.
Yeah, that was the controller that I hated the most.
Yeah, the controller was terrible.
That one was fine.
Oh yeah.
N64 and it was my mom's like skating student, younger, so I had to be nice and like spend the night at their house when they wanted me.
Yeah,
and that's what we play, and I'm like, this sucks. I hate it.
It used to physically hurt my hand to play Killer Instinct on that controller. Yep, it certainly does. They say,
that's
"Hey,
probably why I have arthritis."
You're playing fighting games? Oh, well, we're going to punish you for that. That's what Nintendo said.
Yep. And in my skin, there's still a divot here for playing Mario Kart. Yep. Or, I'm sorry, Mario Party.
Yeah, Mario.
Rotating the joystick. And it's dug in here.
You know how many dead joysticks there are because of that game? Come on. Oh, my God. So many memories. All right, Lex, you wrap it up. What do you bring to the table?
Well, a couple of things happened this week, and I just wanted to chat about them. So we had an Among Us update. We played it yesterday. I hate it, but I mean, I guess for children, it kind of makes sense. It's quick chat, so that you know you're kind of protecting your child from all of the bad words that they could possibly hear. As someone who just had somebody meet somebody on Among Us and things escalated, I agree with it. For an adult, though, I hate it. Oh my God, do I hate it?
Wait. Are you saying that there's actual voice chat in Among Us now that they actually added, or what? What do you mean?
So when you look at, so I pulled up there was an article that I pulled up for you to look at, the Screen Rant, and it shows like when you click the chat button, it says accusations, crew, system, location, statements, questions, responses. So like you can accuse somebody, you can look at your crewmates, like the systems, like why aren't you like there's like quick responses like do your jobs or do your tasks, or this is Lex, she's the bad guy, I saw her vent, and like quick responses so that children are not having physical conversations with other adults. Possibly. Mm-hmm. That's my thought. Mm-hmm. But basically the update now gives player access to a quick chat wheel, which will significantly improve the game's text messaging experience across all platforms. Okay, so for a child, I agree with this update scenario. Not bad. You can turn it off. I already turned it off in mine. I don't like it. And for someone who streams, when you have randos in your chat that are going start over and over, mm-hmm. something inside me grows and I want to murder people. So that being one of the quick responses, immediately I was like, nope, not doing it.
So technically it's doing its job. It's making you want to be the imposter and get them and actually
do your job, right? And kill people. Well, see, yes.
What you don't know, Tube, is we don't play the normal version. I have a superpower. I'm sure Davis will tell you about it later.
I will not.
Make grown men. He won't. I make grown men angry, and then they go on Twitter to yell at me about it and call me a see you next Tuesday because I suck it to a apparently. I don't know. So we play hide and go seek, which you immediately know who the killer is. You run around, you have fun. It's a blast, right? You can scream and yell at each other, talk trash, whatever. No one's feelings are hurt. You don't have to lie to your friend. Everyone's happy. We all go home and it's a good day. So that's the version we play. We only have a few people who are nonverbal just because they are in a household with, roommates or friends or whatever. People are home on a Friday night. It's loud in their house. So they're not, they can hear us, but they don't chat except in the chat. So yes, I think for children, great idea.
Mhm.
For adults, drives me nuts for a streamer to see start. I'm going to murder all of you, just so you know.
Why don't you just put start as one of the words to ban? Then you'd be so it's like, oh, you've been timed out for 30 seconds, and then people will be saying it.
See, but no, it's in game. So it's not like it's in my chat. Like
it's in game. Oh, gotcha.
It's in game.
Okay.
But I always play with people that we know as only community members. It's not randos like off the streets, because I don't trust people. Usually when we play Among Us, I make it not 18 and up so that, my god kids can play with us. Friends can come in who, we have someone's mom that comes and plays with us and she just giggles and thinks it's hysterical. She's like, I have no idea what's going on, and just runs around. But yeah, we have a blast, and and I want it to be kid friendly, and so I agree with this. Now, this is also safety precaution. I think if kids don't figure out how to take this off, you can still chat. I don't know if it's because my birthday obviously is over the age of 18. I'll have to look at what it looks like for the kids on their tablets. I'm curious to what it looks like.
Have you seen? Are you able to, is this the only downside is because the chat itself is what's messed up? What about the stage itself? Is the stage good, or is it just a matter of...
Everything is fine. It's just a chat that they updated. And I can still, move my mouse, click down, and, type away. Okay, we're going to start now, guys. So-and-so is the killer. Let's go, right? And then we all yell and scream and blast. I don't know if that's like that for someone who is under the age of 18, though.
Oh, okay.
Because I did notice, for instance, we had my godchild. She was in. She's being supervised on her end by an adult. I am also one of her guardians. So she's not here, but she's playing with us. And she would, it kept coming this is Lex. Do your tasks. So I don't think that she could actually type. But she could type in Discord in the regular, not Discord, but in the regular Twitch chat. So it was kind of she's bouncing back and forth. So
when has the original? Yeah, but when has the original? Well, when did the map come out? So did the map come out before? Was the map already out before this update? Oh, it's not out yet.
A new map that is not out. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. That's I thought this was the update. I wish
it was, because for hide and seek, I think this map would be great.
Oh, okay. So
we need another good map for hide and go seek. No, this map's not out yet. The only update that they did was the chat.
Okay. So I got that mixed up. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just a quick wheel of question, statement, location, system, crew, accusation, and responses, just to make it easier, I think, for people on mobile.
Okay.
Specifically because they were getting kicked a lot. Maybe this would help. Also, Phasmophobia. I don't know if you guys have been playing it. I play it every Tuesday on Spooky Tuesday, because we keep it spoopy on Tuesdays. But we've been playing the beta version because a friend of ours really enjoys just playing the beta. But we got to experience the new rollout this week. So the killers, or I'm sorry, not the killers, they're ghosts, but they can do so much more, and it is so intriguing. So update makes Ghost AI improvements huge. So oh, it creeps me out just reading it. So they can do little things like curve the wall to come and get you. So not just go through the wall, but they can curve the wall. So when you start a round, if you've never played Phasmo, you're a ghost hunter, and you and your crew are to find out who the ghosts are. And you bring all your devices with you. and I think they're going to show actual gameplay from this past week. But I've never used certain items like the microphone because it never really worked for me. I know it had worked for other people. I'm now at a level where it will work. So people who play with me can play at a higher difficulty now. Excuse me.
Wow.
But they can open the doors now, which is terrifying. Because before you would hide in a closet and like you would hear the ghost's footsteps, like it's hunting. Different ghosts hunt different ways. Sometimes they try to single you out, like they try to get you separated. Like, oh, everyone went to the truck and Lex is all by herself in the garage. Here comes a ghost, right? And so you could hide in a locker. And like the thing is if your arm happened to be sticking out, the ghost could get you. So you would get in the locker, turn your flashlight off, and look up so that your arms were like this. Right? And so the ghost couldn't get you. Well, guess what? Now that ghost opens that locker and scares the bejesus out of you. You don't see anything, but it opens. And so like you're trying to hold it closed. But if you keep tapping it, then it will open. So like you have to timing is key. But now it'll mess with you and do that and then just float through and kill you anyway.
Oh.
It is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying because you're like, I beat the ghost. I beat the ghost. And you don't hear any more footsteps, but you have to check your walkie. I'm telling you, check your walkie because if your walkie, you're not done. But it'll stop for a second and like let you think that you're safe. And it's not that you've moved or done anything different. You're like, okay, it's quiet. Everything is safe. No. Banshee, right through the wall. Bam, you're dead. And it's absolutely terrifying. So a few of the other fixes, the bulk of improvements and adjustments in like the mechanics, the ghost is now much more dangerous and malevolent, opening lockers, going around corners, which they didn't do before. So they kind of had like a designated pathway, but now they can like curve the corner and kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but when you experience it, you're just like, oh God. They can listen for players. So if you're chatting away with other, teammates, like you break up into groups of 2 or whatever, they could hear you before, but now they're looking out for you. So different ghosts hunt different ways and they will find you and they will take you out. So even if they're in a specific section of the house and that's where you can communicate with them and get your information, yada, yada, great. But now if you are like let's say expert, right? They'll come looking for you. You may not be able to communicate with them, but they'll come looking for you and take you out even before you get any information about what kind of ghosts they are.
Did you see that it's like, so I mean, like overall, like you said that you didn't like it as much, but it seems like it makes the game more suspenseful, which is exactly what people were wanting. Yeah, it's like that would totally freak people out. Yeah,
I like it.
Oh crap!
Coming around the corner is trippy as hell. Though.
I just saw the video of that happening just now. I was like, holy crap! Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna play this.
Yeah, that's a child. Yeah.
You know what's funny though to me, because like I don't know who it is, but
open the door too.
I believe it's General Davis has been wanting us to do a Phasma run.
I got so mad.
Yeah. Nightmare says I use the light to check if they're haunted. Yeah, but this looks wow, this is creepy. Overall, like
Nightmare hides. She lets us all get murdered. She comes back. She's like, "Why are you all dead?"
You mean Nightmare playing it smart? Okay.
Well, she's like, "Oh, the baby is crying. Be right back." And she's in the truck.
That's exactly that's the move that you need to do. You'll be like, "I'm not going in this house. Why would I want to go to this house?" I mean,
an interesting thing was, so before you would have to like set up cameras, go back to the truck to see the ghost orbs. A fun fact, I'm very light sensitive after having brain surgery. I can see the ghost orbs just being in the house. So I can see them, which is kind of cool.
You have a mutant power.
That I haven't noticed though for like the last 3 weeks. So they may have taken that ability away and it's only on the monitors in the truck. I don't see anything about it, but they did improve temperature and the parabolic microphone, which again was a device I never really used. The parabolic microphone, I was like, what do. It looks stupid. So I never used it because it never worked for me. But now it is a lot easier to use and effective, which is great. They've done dozens of bug fixes. If you're playing the beta, you kind of get the first. And what I like, and I'll be honest, what I like about the beta for Phasmo is it's not exclusive. Like, oh, there's a new killer and you can try it out for this amount of time, like on DBD, and then it goes away. No. And DBD will do bug fixes on specific killers that are already in existence, right? But you don't get to test it in the beta. Whereas Phasmo's like, okay, we've changed a little bit with the Banshee. We've done this bug fix. We've done this bug fix. Here's the beta. You can try it. And I love the beta, but it kills me and it steals my money. And I'm very upset. Okay.
Well, it's a beta. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's just a bug thing.
So much fun, though. I know, but we have so much fun with it. It
sounds like it sounds like you definitely enjoy it. Do you play Phasmo, Zoe?
Oh, no. I used to play Among Us a lot, but this scary stuff, if you got to turn the lights off, if you got to do that, no, I'm not about it.
Yep. Fair enough. I'm not either.
Play with us. Come on, come play.
Guys, but
I barely started watching some of the scary movies. Like, I literally had to have my old roommates pull me out, say, hey, we're going to go get food. Oh, by the way, we bought you a ticket to go see Get Out. Jordan, Get Out. Because when I saw the trailer, I was like, no, I don't want to see that movie. That's too special. But I was like, okay, you got me. Let's go see it. And that's, I think, maybe the last scary movie I've ever seen. That was, 2017?
Wow, dude, bro, come on.
Show, I have so many questions for you. So I'll let Mr. Davis wrap it up.
That's cool.
I actually have one question about Phasmo real quick.
Yes.
Was that patch and everything, did that include in the beta a new map with it? Because I don't remember that cabin little area where we had the stairs.
So there is a cabin. There's two versions of the layout. So there's one without an attic. There's one with an attic. Then there's Tanglewood. I grew up in a neighborhood called Tanglewood, so every time I hear that, I'm like Tanglewood because that's what we called it. Tanglewood is the house that you the generic one that you see. Then there's another house that when you walk in, if you look to your right, it's like a real layout, like it's stairs, and that one has a basement. But there's two versions of that specific one. It's not every time, like not every match do you get it. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. But there's two or three house versions. There's two versions of that one, and then there's the asylum and the prison.
Nice.
Those are the newer new maps.
Yeah, the newest one I think was the prison, wasn't it? Yeah, the prison's been around since October, right? Like I think it's been a bit. Yeah.
And then the asylum. But yeah, the prison's the newest one.
Oh, and the school.
Like that particular map that you were asking about because it's got a lot of doors to the outside, so you can kind of open them and you're like, oh, it's getting hinky in here, like run out real fast, because you can take temperatures from outside of the house. You can use your devices like outside the doorway, but if you were in that doorway and the ghost sees you, he snatch you up.
That's cool.
Real quick.
So I think what she's trying to say is this is your kind of game. You should go check it out yourself in the dark.
Come play with us. Come on.
Oh my God. But hey, Tubazo, thank you so much for being a part of guest hosting. It was really fun as always. You like to plug anything like your Twitch channel or anything that you're doing? You know,
what you doing?
Work's been keeping me busy, but I feel like now that I've got my gaming PC going, I am gonna try to get back into some sort of streaming. I still need to finish Cuphead. That's my next game.
Play with me. I'm trying to play that.
It's fun. So yeah, Tubazo 1989. You can follow me on Twitter or on Twitch, and definitely always down to try to play some fighting games or so. So really appreciate letting me jump on, talk a bit about Guilty Gear, and looking forward to seeing what's next with y'all. And I definitely do need to, I guess, check out some more of Phasmo to see if I can get my courage back up. My heart can't take it.
Play with Lex though. Lex is freaking hilarious when she plays. She freaks. She's too crazy. Let's just say crazy. That's what. Just call it how I see it. She's insane.
Look, I'm a comedy horror streamer. What are you laughing? Okay?
But what about you, Lex? What do you have planned for this week?
Well, I started an OnlyFans, so that's new. Now, it's not what you think. It is not sexual in any manner, state, frame, or form. It's about my feet. You're welcome.
You know what? You can't really say that because technically you're saying it's about my feet. You know that's a kink in itself. You do know that. Okay, yes. Just say it.
I know.
Okay.
Purely comedy for me. I woke up one morning. I was like, only for my feet. Because here's the thing: no one has ever seen my feet. So technically, they don't even know if they're mine.
There you go. But what about what about the TikTok? You could do a TikTok of them.
Yeah. Well, I got in trouble on TikTok, so I don't know what's going on with that. I gotta.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because they keep saying that I'm posting stuff of nudity and I'm not. But yeah, I started OnlyFans. I'll probably be working on that. Of course, hopefully I feel better. My fatigue is slowly getting there. I do need a nap. But yeah, just playing the normal set of games. We do need to pick a new horror game for Monday and Wednesday. I think we might play Made of Skur or Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares should be the one you should play.
I know, bro.
It's actually
I'll see. I'm gonna maybe I can go. Hey, babe, can I have Little Nightmares?
We'll see. We'll definitely see. That's cool.
I can't play Visage Pharmacy. I want to. Seizure. I watch people play it, and I'm in the chair like this. I can't.
Oh, that's not good.
It's bad. It's bad.
All right.
Sorry.
All right.
What are you, Davis?
I am.
Yeah.
Man. Okay.
What?
Well, I am definitely going to be playing some more Bravely Default 2. I've been digging that. I was loving the battle system a lot. But then I'm also going to be playing. I don't know. I am really digging. Well, it's another RPG. I like RPGs. That's what I like. I like story-driven games. I'm just like that. It's weird. Like I play a lot of different kinds of games, but if there's a game that I like to play that has a very captivating story, it's usually RPGs. Because depending on I think one of my favorite ones recently is called Trails of Cold Steel, and there's like 4 games of it, and it's legitimately long 60-hour games, and then just learning how to play the system and stuff like that. So, but I'm going to be doing some Bravely Default 2 a little bit this week. Also, I'm going to probably start doing some Outriders, the Outriders demo. I've been really hooked on that. Dust needs to play Outriders with me so we can get this set up because I've been messing around with other job classes with it. So yeah, and then I might
Outriders.
Yeah, Outriders.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Playing with Smitty.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely going to be checking that out. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to also start a streaming schedule again. So I haven't been doing it. Well, I haven't been doing it because I've been too busy with other stuff. But I'll definitely start doing it. Doing it itself, So definitely, So definitely stay tuned for it. Yeah, yeah. So it's So the biggest thing is, we'll see how it's going to go. So, but guys, once again, really want to give a shout out to Tubazo for being a part of the panels. Thank you for being a part of the conversation, and I'd also like to thank everyone here on CFG GameCast to be a part of the conversation on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, which is awesome. Really cool to see. Colorblind Max says Trails represent. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, so we will be back again next week. Smitty will be back. We'll be doing the normal things. Yes, Alexis' boyfriend will be back. And just remember, guys, if you wanted to check out check out this podcast, if you didn't check it out now, you can always check it out at the beginning of the week. Every Monday we release it on podcast services, on Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, what have you. Check it out. It's really cool, really fun, goes a long way for us. Or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, where you can check out our video interviews, our reviews of games and stuff. I just put the review, I just finished my review of Persona 5 Scramble. Yeah, Strikers. Yeah, so just going to do the video reviews coming out this week. It's very fun. Definitely check it out.
I'm gonna play it after this.
You need to. It's really good. Really good. So guys, this is Davis, Tubazo, and Lex signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.